Cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it. All right, y'all. It's Fantastic Share. I'm back with another video. We got a haircut transformation coming up. So watch me get into it right now. I'm just parting off the areas where my client wants to keep his hair long. So I'm going to part that off and get it sectioned away. So now that I've gotten that parted off, I'm going to be taking my client's hair and rubber banding it around. My client wants to donate his hair, so I'm trying to make that process as easy as I can for him and the donation center. I know they do like the hair to be banded up. So now that I've gotten that all cut away, I'm taking my 3 and I'm going in and cutting everything down. I'm also leaving that hair towards the top of where he's going to leave his hair longer. I'm leaving that kind of longer than the 3 because I'm going to use my clipper over comb to cut that down. Now that I've gotten that set in, I'm going to set in my first guideline, and I'm using my 5/0 to do so. And I'm setting it as a low ball fade, but I did want to keep my client's curve just a little bit. So now that I've gotten all that set in, I'm kind of blending my 3 into the longer hair and setting in my second guideline, which is going to be my 1. My JRL's open. And I'm setting that up about a 1/2 inch from the bald line. I'm just going around the whole head and setting that guideline in. Towards the back, I do set my guideline a little bit higher than on the sides because the back is a larger area to work through. And now I'm just getting into the fade-in section. I did already fade that right side, but I'm gonna show you guys fade in the back side. And I just have my clippers at the 1 open notch, and I'm starting to fade that line out. I'm just gonna go up and up and up and go back and forth between the levers on the blade. As you may know, just, start with it open, work your way down, and then I kind of go back the other way and start with it closed and work my way up. Make sure you're taking your time when you're trying to blend things out. Also, a good tip to blending out, which is something another barber taught me, was to start with it open, then put your lever at 1/2 and go halfway between, put your lever at like 1 away from closed and blend that line out. And that'll pretty much blend out all your lines, but you still have to go back in and do a little bit more detail work. So right now, I was trying to do something different, trying to use my guards that came with my clippers. So I have a 1 on there, but as you see, that was a little bit short-lived, and I went back to using my Fat Masters because it's what I'm more comfortable with using. I've been using them since I started cutting hair. Well, not quite since I started, but pretty close. I've been using them for some years now. So with the Fat Masters open, it's about a 2, and with them closed, it's about a 1A. So that's what I'm using to blend out the rest of those lines. Then I'm just taking my Oster fast feeds and just doing some more detail work, just blending out the line between the 1A and the 1. I feel like my fast feeds are a little bit longer, like the blade is a little bit longer than the JRL, so they kind of are a good go-between. And make sure that you subscribe. I've noticed on my analytics that 99% of my viewers are not subscribers, so I need you to subscribe. Right now, I'm just taking my Babyliss, the first ones, I think the FX ones, and I'm just cleaning up all that hair, cleaning up the hair for the bald part. Now I'm just rubber banding the top of his hair just like I did on the side so I can cut it so he'll be able to donate the hair. And this is just going to be a rough cut. You see, we've gotten everything off, and I'm putting all his hair together in rubber bands let him see. This is the first time he's had his hair short, I think, in 3 or 4 years. So it's a big shock to him, too. He hasn't seen his hair before. His girlfriend was also at the shop, and she hasn't ever seen him with short hair either. So it was a big shock for everybody. So what I'm doing now is cutting the top. I have my first guide in there, and I'm taking about maybe 1.5 to 2 inches off of what I already have. And if you notice, I'm pulling that shit, my video up. Did y'all hear that? Okay, let me go back over what I was saying. So I'm pulling the hair back. And while I'm doing that is I'm overextending it or over-directing it. And because I want his hair to be longer in the front area, so what I'll do is pull his hair the opposite way of the way I want it to go, and that'll help it to have the desired effect where his hair is a little bit longer in the front and kind of shorter towards the back. So with any cutting with shears, you just set your first guide in. As you section the hair and lift it up, you'll see where the next guide is to help you get through and make an even cut. And as you see, he's got a lot of hair that's hanging over on the sides. That doesn't make for a good end result, especially when the client, like, you comb the client's hair into how you want it to be before they leave, but you also need to make sure that it'll look good when they are on their own, I guess you would say, just living their life, and there's not just hairs just falling down all over the place and looking crazy. So as you see, I'm just trying to comb the hair out of the way that I'm not really wanting to cut off per se. I am going to end up cutting it some more. And as you see, I'm getting to that point. Sectioning where I for sure want his hair to be long at. And then just clipper over combing the hair, the excess hair, so that his hair can have a uniform look. Just parting off and using clips. I'm using some slithering or like slide cutting, slither cutting techniques just to blend everything out. I think I seen Rum Barber using this technique, which is a technique I learned in barber school, but it wasn't something that I was really using. And I got some better shears, or some actually pretty good shears, and so now I'm using different techniques to cut. As you see right now, I'm using point cutting just to blend out some of that heaviness and just make everything a little more seamless. So now you can see like that long top is falling over to the sides, which is not a good look. I'm reweighting this hair because I'm going to add some more texture to the top of his cut. He's going to wear it kind of messy, so I don't want it to have a lot of straight lines with the guides that I put in there, just so it'll have more movement. I'm point cutting, and that's just to get that straight line out that I put in when I was cutting in my guides. And again, I'm just using some of the over-directing techniques. I want his hair to kind of go towards the middle, so I'm pulling the sides to the side that it's on. So like, for instance, on the right side, I put his hair to the right, cut it off. And when you pull the hair, you'll see that on the farthest side of the right side, the hair will be longer. And that's really what you want to get off. That's really what's going to make the hair all go towards the front, or all go towards the middle, rather. And you just want to play with it, move it around, see what it's doing, see where it's laying, so you can see what you need to cut off. See how those hairs keep falling over? I don't want that when he's not with me. So like, a lot of people don't like for hairs to fall over on top of their fade, which is understandable. So I'm just trying to make sure I kind of eliminate some of those hairs from flipping over on the fade. Hey, make sure you subscribe. Come on, help me out. I need it. I need it. Subscribe, baby. All right, so we got the finished product. Get into it. Get into it.
That's crazy.
I did add a little bit of enhancements just to make it, pop a little bit. It wasn't necessary, but I was just being extra because I be extra sometimes. I like the enhancements with the lineup. I did add some texturizing powder to the top just to give it a little bit more fluff and pizzazz. But the haircut came out great. My client liked it a lot. His girlfriend liked it, which is most important. And there's the hair that we cut off. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, make sure you comment, and I'll be back with you for another video. Bye.